G'day guys, welcome back to another Bitcoin video. Today we're also going to look into Ethereum. So it's a Bitcoin and Ethereum video for once. We haven't looked into Ethereum on the macro scale very much. We do look into Bitcoin quite regularly in the 4-year cycle with Ethereum and stuff like that. But Ethereum's not something we've really dove into too much. And so we're diving into it today. I've got a macro chart on Ethereum for the first time ever in the Wolves Crypto YouTube channel since around 2021, where we looked into Ethereum during the bull run. But now we're going to be looking into it again. When will Bitcoin go over certain price points, and in conjunction, when will Ethereum go over certain price points, and when will Ethereum reach a new all-time high? That's kind of the main question we're looking at today, and it does line up pretty well with Bitcoin. So without further ado, before we get into it, go ahead and check out the VIP group. That's in the pinned comment description. You can find the results for Q4 in there to see what we're kind of doing, what profits we're pulling there. We do sub-daily trading signals, at around 100 USD for 3 months of membership. So go ahead and check all that out if you're interested. Without further ado, let's get into the video. I do want to quickly mention before we get into the video, sorry guys, that Bitget is offering an exclusive reward to my users this month. If you sign up using my referral link this month and deposit 50 USD into the account, you can get a 15% discount on trading fees for your entire lifespan on Bitcoin. So go ahead and do that. You've got this month to do it, and that's the best way you can help out the channel and help out yourself as well, getting access to an exchange with 5 times lower fees than Binance. So check that out. All right, guys. Let's get into the video now. We wanted to look at Ethereum, right? So we have the Ethereum chart here, and this is a macro chart of Ethereum that I haven't looked at ever before, right? I made this up yesterday, and it's a bit complicated, so I'm going to have to kind of hold your hand through it while I explain it a little bit. But we'll get there, so go ahead and check out this chart, view on the screen right here, and I'll walk you through it. So we have basically the first cycle for Ethereum right here, okay? Notice how I have the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have the second cycle for Ethereum right here. I have the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 once again. So these numbers represent a very distinct pattern that is reoccurring from the last cycle in this cycle on Ethereum. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through that pattern right now. What we essentially have is this, okay? We have step 1, which is topping out and the initial drop, okay? Step 2 is the bounce, okay? The dead cat bounce during the bear market, and then the drop down further. Step 3 is the bottoming out and then the rising upwards. Step 4 is coming down and correcting, and step 5 is the blow up, okay? So we have the same pattern kind of playing out here. You can see the similarities quite clearly. We have step 1, the drop down, and then the bounce, right, which is 2, going into the drop, which is 3, going up, and then seeing the gradual downtrend, which is 4, and eventually we're going to see the blow up, which is the bull market, right, which is step 5, okay? Now, what we need to understand here, now that we know that this pattern is repeating, you can just look at these charts, you can see they're extremely similar, and especially when considering it in the steps, right? If you look at 1 to 1, they look the same, 1, 2 to 2 look the same, 3 to 3 look the same. The pattern overall for Ethereum is very, very similar in the same way, and perhaps even more. But in the same way, the pattern for Bitcoin is very similar, okay? Bitcoin pattern is extremely similar. It's basically up during the bull market, down during the bear market, rounding out up during the bull market, right? Same pattern over and over and over again. Like, this is what happens with charts and macro scales. The same psychology plays out because it's following the same pattern, and it's following the same cyclical pathway, and so the same pattern in the charts plays out. Same thing with Ethereum, okay? So we're following the same pattern. Okay, so based on this pattern, we can go ahead and identify a few lines. This is where it gets complicated, mainly because the screen is very messy, but I'll try and break it down for you, okay? So here's what we can do. We can understand that this support zone, okay, this red line in the previous cycle, acted as resistance before we pumped over it. When we got above it, it acted as support. We dropped below it, right? When did we get it back above that line? Because that is a line, that's a major line. It's the macro support line. It's very similar to the line at 28.6K on Bitcoin. That is the major support line for that cycle. We can understand that we got back above that line around 714 days after we dropped below it, okay? And around 399 days after we rejected from it in the middle of the bear market. So we got back above the line, okay, 714 days after we dropped below it initially, and 399 days after the rejection from it in the middle of the bear market. So basically, we can apply that same pattern to the current cycle. It's a very rough estimate, right, because it's only got one data point, but the same pattern still applies. We can assume, if this cycle is the same as the last cycle, which it won't be, but it will be similar, okay? We can assume that 714 days after we drop below that line, which is here, right? We drop below the line over here in May 2022. 714 days later would be May 2024. Okay, that's when we're expected to get back above the line. However, we've seen the rejection off of it in the bear market earlier than usual, and so that is 399 days after the rejection we're expected to get back above it as per the last cycle's data, and so that means that we'll get back above the line here in September 2023, meaning that within the September 2023 to May 2024 range, Ethereum will get back above 1,900, because 1,900, just like 350, was the rejection zone and support zone during the bull market. Okay, 1,900 was exactly the same thing. It was the rejection zone and the support zone and weekly candle close during the bull market. And so using the same data, because it's the same pattern, we can apply the same data. We can assume we're going to get back above 1,900 on Ethereum between September 2023 and May 2024. Okay, now here's the thing as well. Okay, you might think, well, you know, that seems like a long way away. We're already at 1,600, and you could be completely correct in saying that. Okay, you really could be. Because the thing is, we only have one data point. So one data point from the previous cycle is not very much. We could very well do it earlier, and then we'll form a new trend, and perhaps there's a depreciating trend where we're moving faster. We do have a lot of evidence to suggest we are moving faster in this overall pattern. If you look at how long it took for Ethereum to retest the red line after dropping below it in 2019, 2018, it took a very long period of time. It took about over a year, okay? And now, or just about a year. And this time, you know, it only took like, 3 months? So we are potentially moving a lot faster, and that could, you know, materialize into a move above the red line here at 1,900 a lot faster than before. But going off previous data, we can expect, that's the key word, we can expect it to happen by September 2023 to May 2024. Now, we can go a step further and we can ask, well, when is Ethereum going to get back above its all-time high? And we can do this very simply, okay? Because we've done it with Bitcoin. What we did with Bitcoin is quite simple. If you look at the Bitcoin chart, you can see we've drawn a line between all-time high to break above all-time high, 1,100 days, 1,100 days, and once again, it is assuming to be 1,100 days, and that's due to the fact that the 4-year cycle backs that up as well. So on 2 data points, we've seen 1,100, and on the 3rd data point, we have every reason to believe it's going to be 1,100 based on every other micro trend within the 4-year cycle. So we can go ahead to Ethereum, and we can see actually that Ethereum actually supports the Bitcoin case, and Bitcoin actually supports the Bitcoin case, because Bitcoin says 1,100 between all-time high and break above it, and Ethereum in the last cycle saw 1,100 days from all-time high to the break above it. And so we can go ahead and assume that based on Bitcoin and based on the 4-year cycle on Bitcoin and based on the last cycle for Ethereum, Ethereum will break above its all-time high in 1,100 days as well. And that would bring us to a break above the all-time high on Ethereum somewhere around here, right? Which would be around November 2024. So we can expect, based on this Ethereum macro analysis, which is very rough, by the way, it's very rough, we can expect, keyword expect, it could happen sooner, but we can actually expect it to happen, right? A break above 2,000 by September 2023 to May next year, and we can break above all-time high by November 2024. So that is the macro trend that I'm seeing for Ethereum. That is the only trend I can really paint here for Ethereum. There's really not much macro data. It's very speculative. It's very rough, but that's what I can see for Ethereum here. And so I thought you guys would find that interesting. Again, I would like to really emphasize we are moving a lot faster in this cycle than we were in the last cycle, so we could very well see a break above 2,000 and potentially even an all-time high even earlier, but we'll have to wait and see, because obviously, you know, we're still months away. And we could just very well round out and just see a boring year. You know, who knows what's going to happen this year? We'll see what happens. But that's kind of the trend for Ethereum there. Again, I thought you guys would find that interesting. I certainly do. It's good to see that Ethereum is actually forming its own macro trend, because in the, you know, last 2 years, I've been doing this YouTube channel not 2 years, about what? Just over a year and a half, I've been doing this YouTube channel. We've kind of struggled to find macro trends on Ethereum, but we are finally finding them, and that's because it's been around for a decent period of time now. And certainly, once this cycle completes, which would be once we reach a new all-time high in like 2025, we will actually be able to create proper macro trends on Ethereum, similar to the trends we have on Bitcoin with the 4-year cycle theory, which I actually don't have up on the screen here. But yeah. Overall, short-term Bitcoin price action is the same as yesterday. You can check out yesterday's video to find out more about that. But I want to end the video by talking about the Crypto Academy, Become a Trader course. If you're interested in becoming a trader, right, that's why it's called the Become a Trader course. You can check out the course. You can check out the website in the pinned comment description. This is developed by myself and Megawell Crypto, another analyst. So we had two career traders developing this course, making it as professional as possible. You can read the bio of the course here, the description of it. You can read what units we have in there, and the slides and the videos and the worksheets, the amount of content. This course will take you about 40 hours to complete from start to finish. We've got 87 students, and we're going to be welcoming you into that course. All you need to do is chuck us an email at cryptoacademycourses@gmail.com, and we'll get back to you with all the information. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you tomorrow with a Bitcoin update.